What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Boleros. Sam here with the Sultan of Sando. Welcome to the first day of season 88.
And
I'm
what
so
a
happy
first day it
basketball is back.
was.
And what a first day it was. Both very interesting games. Our very first game went into overtime. Ateneo beating FEU. And in the second game, I don't think anyone predicted that it would be down the wire. I think Adamson had a chance to win that game. Salle came out with the win, but we'll talk more about that later. But I think we had a very interesting game. Gab, anong masasabi mo sa opening day games ng UAAP this season 88?
Welcome back to the UAAP. I miss this, Savi. I'm sure I speak for every UAAP fan or every Filipino basketball
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah.
I miss this. This is it. That was incredible. Now we'll be focusing a lot on the Ateneo FEU games, as you can see from our title, because we did not stay for the Lasal Adamson game because may kailangan kaming uwian ng mga asawa at anak at
At kailangan natin
pamilya.
mag-record.
O,
Gusto
kailangan
natin
din yung mag-record.
mag-record
Yun,
ng
yun, yun. Yeah.
maaga.
But I think the priority is may mga pamilya kami kailangan uwian. Hindi namin sila pwedeng itiwanan for a long period of time. But yun, we'll talk about Lasal and Adamson more in depth siguro in our totality episode of the weekend once the two games tomorrow finish. But we'll focus on the Wild game today. Because holy shit.
Holy shit.
What a game!
What a game! Pero bago tayo dumating doon, a word from our sponsors for today's episode.
Yeah, we got started.
Let's get started. Your phone dies, your laptop won't turn on, and it always happens at the worst time. That's where AC Tech Repair PH, our sponsor for today, comes in. They're known for evidence-based diagnostics and repairs that keep your gadgets running longer. Plus, you get free diagnostics, free Metro Manila pickup and delivery, and warranties up to 6 months. When tech fails, count on AC Tech Repair PH for peace of mind. So, that's our sponsor for today.
I love it. As a
Gab, we
personal,
are users of AC Tech
yes,
Repair.
I've had many gadgets prepared by Tech Repair. I have to say, top notch. They repair everything. If you have consoles, PS5, Switch, Xboxes, they can repair that too. They can repair controllers. They can repair phones. And reasonable price. Best sa akin is yung free diagnostics. Yun talaga eh. Kasi
Yeah.
they will tell you first what's wrong before you actually pay. Diba?
And the pickup
Yun
and
yung-
delivery. By the way, AC Tech Repairs along Katipunan, it's just right across Ateneo. So Ateneo fans listening to this episode, if your Mac has a problem, your iPhone has a problem, you know who to call. AC Tech Repair. So tama ka, Gab. Everything, they do repair everything. Okay, speaking of Ateneo and Katipunan, what a performance by Ateneo against FEU, and what a performance by FEU. I have to say, FEU also, shout out to Joric Bautista who has hunted Ateneo for the past few seasons.
Joric just turns into Steph Curry. For the game when he's against Ateneo, he turns into Steph Curry. That was good defense by Ateneo. All of their shots were contested. But he just made them. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with Bautista and Jan Ray? Let's not forget about Jan Ray. Yes, they were big time. Ang galing. I cannot believe the shots that they were hitting. But anyway, go ahead, Sam. Crazy.
Yeah, no. So two great teams. Both teams came and showed up today. I just wanted to get initial reaction mo from that game. Siguro like a key takeaway for Ateneo and then maybe FEU.
Key takeaway for Ateneo, Jared Bahay is a superstar. I mean,
Nakita ko nga yung post mo.
yes,
Jared Bahay
he's
is him.
But that was an incredible clutch time performance by Jared Bahay. I'm gonna start siguro in the fourth quarter. hitting the three in transition, I think to tie the game or to cut the lead to 2, and then feeding Kimani Lati for a wide open 3. He drove past, drew Mokonate to the paint, kicked it out to Kimani Lati for a wide open 3. On the ensuing play, he was switched onto Mo Konate. Mo Konate was switched onto him. And the usual thing is you'll take the big man one-on-one. But Jared Bahay, with the realization that Mo Konate was not in the paint, gave it to Sean Tuano to drive to the basket. Sean Tuano was fouled. Sean Tuano made 2 free throws, clutch free throws.
Made both free throws. Those free throws
the many misses
yeah,
that you had, Sean Tuano, you're making us look bad. But yeah, big time plays right there, and answered by big time plays also by FEU. But in overtime, Ateneo down by 6.
Akala ko talo na yun, Gab. Akala ko talo na Ateneo nun.
Honestly, this I would not be surprised kung natalo Ateneo at that point. I think it was 2 minutes 30 left. Coach Tab, you call the timeout. The lead had just been extended to 6. Sabi ko mahaba pa, pero this sounds like a typical FEU curse because we haven't beaten this team in 2 seasons, and it looks like this is happening once again. The FEU curse is coming into play. 82-74. This was gonna be. They needed a hell of a comeback to get back into this, and what a comeback it was. Jared Bahay, back-to-back triples. Screen by Divine Adili, got the step back on the first one, top of the key, knocked it down. Next play, same thing. Screen by Divine Adili. Mokonate is in drop coverage, pull up 3, bang. He wanted it. And not to mention, going back the other end, the steal from a cross-court pass by Joric Bautista, feeding it to Kimani Ladi for the lay-in to take the lead. What else? The last play, hitting the one free throw, diba? The one free throw where Jedrick Daa fouled
Jared him Bahay before the inbound.
Yung on a throw-in foul. So he extended the lead to 3. Off the second missed free throw by Sean Tuano, the heads-up play to tap the ball away from Mo Konate, because honestly,
naisahan niya si Konate dun.
Yeah, it's only a 3-point game, Sam. If you had a chance for a Hail Mary, they could have tied this game and sent it to a double overtime. But Jared Bahay, smartly just tapping it away from Mo Konate and getting the steal. Incredible. 13 point. The box score will not show how clutch he was, because 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, but 0 turnovers, 0 turn. He's been doing this since last season.
That's crazy.
He does not turn the ball over, Sam. Jared Bahay rarely turns the ball over, which is incredible for a guy who has the rock for majority of the time that he is on the floor. But Jared Bahay was freaking incredible. And I've said this, he's a superstar. He's a rising superstar. And for those who were doubting Jared Bahay last season, who were calling him a bust, who were saying he's dapat nag-UP na lang siya, para mas magaling siya, bust pala to, hindi naman pala siya star, yung Ateneo got fleeced, he's nothing, what the hell are you watching? Because even during last season, this guy wanted the smoke. He wanted all the clutch moments, and Coach Tab was giving it to him. In nearly every game that they were in the game and in a close game, Coach Tab chose to give it to Jared Bahay. Coach Tab does not do that just to any player. He did it with the generational talent in third year Ravenna. He did it for Matt Nieto, did it for Dave, for SJ. He knows the special ones. He knows the guy who has it on his team. And he knows that's Jared Bahay. Because he was calling plays all throughout fourth quarter and overtime. He was just letting Jared Bahay cook. Jared, you make the play. And he wanted it. Those 2 threes, he was just him. So he just butted up the floor and said, give me a pick, I'm making a play, I'm taking a shot or passing it to a wide open teammate. Incredible. Now, I know the numbers might not pop out. I mean, He doesn't really score a lot. He's for the first 3 quarters, he only had 3 points. He was mostly just trying to set up the offense and set up his teammates. But when it matters, this guy wants it. Diba? I've watched enough basketball to know when a player wants it, when has that it factor. This guy, Jared Bahay, oh my goodness. He may struggle sometimes, but it doesn't faze him. Diba? He had 3 points the entire game, Sam. 3 points.
That's crazy, yeah. We were
And then
talking
in the
about it
fourth,
when we were watching it.
yeah. It was all the one and dones who were keeping Ateneo in this game. Si Jaden Lazo, Dom Escobar, and Kimani Ladi. We'll talk about them later.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a Jared Bahay show in the fourth quarter. Again, he's a rising superstar, Sam. I'm so impressed. He may not put up eye-popping numbers. He may not lead the league in scoring and all that. But in Tab Baldwin's system, no one does that. No one puts up monster numbers except if you're finals 30. That's the only time, diba? When someone puts up your monster numbers, finals 30, or when your name is Ange Kwame in the finals. Ange Kwame doesn't even put up monster numbers. Diba? If it's a regular elimination round, Ange Kwame puts up mid numbers, actually, to be fair to Ange. Diba? He doesn't really put up stats. You look at the stat sheet and you say that Jared Bahay had an okay game. It was Kimani Ladi who top scored. But Jared Bahay took over. Sam, when we were watching, I could not believe how much Jared Bahay was just incredible. The plays that he was making all over the court, the balls, just to take over and put the team on his small shoulders. Grabe. So impressed. If this is the Jared Bahay we get for the entire season, sign me up. Sign me up for the Jared Bahay superstar team. I don't know. You side ni Jared Bahay who still have stock in his island after last season. Incredible. Yun lang masabi ko, Sam. Grabe. Grabe si Jared Bahay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think for me, yung Jared Bahay came out as like the main guy by the end of this game, pero yung worth mentioning dito is like he was quiet. You mentioned it. He was quiet for like the first 3 quarters, and I think he wasn't even player of the game. I think it was Kimani Ladi who top scored for Ateneo with 26 points. Dom Escobar also contributed 16. He just couldn't get back because of an injury. I haven't heard yet kung ano yung injury na yun. I haven't checked. So you mentioned the Phil foreigners were carrying the team for like most of the game, but Jared Bahay just took over the fourth quarter and overtime, yung clutch moments, diba? So dun sa notes ko, like, we had so many WTF moments with Jared Bahay in that game. I think yung sa fourth quarter, yung pass niya pa to Kimani was like a no-look pass behind his back or something like that. That was a really crazy play.
With Mo Konate all over him.
True. I couldn't believe that he made that play. On the other side, so Jared Bahay was like amazing for me nung fourth quarter lang and nung overtime, but like next level player. I do want to give props to John Ray Pasaol on the FEU side, who played 38 minutes, third highest sa team niya. Mo Konate obviously played like last year, led the team in minutes, rested for, 49 seconds.
49 seconds. He played 44 minutes, 11 seconds out of 45. What?
I think Mo Konate is going to lead the league in minutes again this season. But we expected Mo Konate to be one of the top contributors. We expected Joric Bautista. I think we picked him as a potential scoring leader for this season. He also scored 24, but I did not expect John Ray Pasaol to score 24 points and score that the way he did. Kasi Ateneo was playing really good defense on John Ray Pasaol, and he was just going yung mga binabato niyang layups, like he would absorb the contact, tas babato lang niya yung layup and then end one. And Gab, we did not see a John Ray Pasaol dance, but we did get to see him flex a few times against his defenders against Ateneo. So medyo we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting the John Ray Pasaol, the full John Ray Pasaol show. Uh I also want to give him props because this guy played almost the entire game. Some players they get cramps when they play the entire game. He was there. And he was going up against three quality guards from Ateneo. You mentioned Jared Bahay. You mentioned Lazo. Lazo also had I think, like a pretty good game. Ian Espinosa also played a few minutes. So kudos to John Ray Pasaol for like showing up. And this is the
May
Oy, wow.
nakahabol!
May
May
humabol.
Hello, hello.
May humabol.
Wait lang.
What's up? Sige lang, sige lang. But just to close, siguro for me, for FEU, this is the guy that we were looking for, Gab, when we talked about FEU during the preseason. Sino yung third guy? And you mentioned Jared Bahay. If Jared Bahay is like this for Ateneo, this is going to be really good for Ateneo. FEU really needs John Ray to play like this every game, I think. If they're hoping to contend for the Final Four. And I'm impressed. I'm impressed with FEU. Despite the loss, I can't believe they took Ateneo to overtime and almost beat Ateneo. They were like 3 points away, a few minutes away from beating Ateneo. Maui, habang nagsiset up ka dyan, we were just talking about our instant
Sige,
reactions
yung
from
while
that
Maui
Ateneo
still
FEU
finishes
game.
his,
Yeah.
uh,
So,
while Maui still
isipin mo na,
finishes his-
reaction mo to Ateneo FEU. Gab, let's get back to you.
so yeah, I do want to bounce off the January Pasaol point. He was amazing. I mean, this is the January I was looking for last season. Diba? I expected this type of January because I watched him in the juniors division. Boys division. I watched him in the boys division and I love this game. Again, the way he gets to the basket, his upper body strength, the way he contorts his body to get paint points, the way he gets to the free throw line. I was expecting this kind of January, and we kind of mentioned him in our breakout players for season 8, but didn't really expect much,
Yeah.
because we thought it might spread out among the team. But after this game, I think he's definitely on the breakout player watch. He was amazing. Yeah, now his outside shooting still needs work, although his mid-range was on point. Silang dalawa ni Joric, the shots that they were hitting, I could not believe that they were hitting it. As in, yung sa utak ko, bakit ganito lang kayo pangkalaban Ateneo? John Ray, Joric, bakit pang Ateneo lang? Diba? Do it to other
Almost
teams too.
triple-double si John Ray.
24, 9 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals and a block. That's fantasy gold. If you played fantasy basketball, that's gold. I could not say anything more. I thought he was the driving force of this FEU offense, especially in the second half when Mo Konate cooled down. January was just setting his teammates up, setting up the shooters, setting up Mo Konate, finding the cutters. And if they weren't finding the cutters, he was hitting contested shots. He was taking it to the basket. I told this to my dad. This backcourt of January Pasaol and Joric Bautista reminds me a lot of Terence Romeo and R.R. Garcia. Because January is Terence Romeo. Terence had the swag. He loved to brag. He had the moves. When he gets with N1, he would flex. He would do whatever antics on the court.
Wag lang wag lang yung laway gate.
Oh, wag lang 'yon, but but si RR was more of the quiet guard, that that understated guard would
Lovable.
The lovable one, the one you
That's a
don't
good
hate
comparison.
if
I like
you're
that.
from the opposing team.
Yeah.
And that's Joric. Diba si Joric
Yeah.
doesn't really put his emotions on the court. He's more of an understated guy, a quiet dude, but he hits clutch shots. He's a stable guard. So it really pag FEU talaga and the guards that yung that they produce, it's like they follow a template eh. I don't know. It's like they really just follow a template of which guards to copy. But yeah, amazing. I do want to give a shout out to Mo Konate. I think in the first quarter he dominated. For those asking why Kyle Ong started and why Divine Adili was not playing at the start of the game, I believe he was injured the day before, something with his back. He did got out in the second half, and I think Coach Tab was kind of forced to cut it out because they were just being dominated by FEU on the offensive glass. It was FEU getting most of their points on second chance. So I think he really had to gamble with doubling Divine Adili. Kudos to Divine. He was obviously not 100%. He was not running well. I don't think he was even running that straight. he had the limp on him. So kudos to him for getting it out. But you gotta give credit to Mo. 23 rebounds. What the hell? 44 minutes, 11 seconds. Rested for 49 seconds. When he got an offensive foul against Josh Lazaro, I think when his temper kind of flared. But
Pinalamig muna.
Oh, but yun, Maui, your thoughts?
My thoughts on the game. It's crazy how FEU was. I think looking at the stats after post game, it's quite different, di ba? When you watch the game, the stats always when watching the game and the stats can tell a different story. While looking at the stats, I'm actually surprised that Ateneo was only able to squeak out this win. I think Ateneo did a pretty good job limiting their turnovers and forcing a lot of turnovers. I think a lot of it has to do with their finishing in the inside. They forced a lot of turnovers but were not able to convert a lot of points off turnovers. A lot of missed free throws. Shout out to Sean Tuano, who we're still hoping that maybe raises yung 3-point shot niya. But I'm a bit happy that he had this is gonna be, I think, his worst game for the season. He shot 0 for 9 from the field, couldn't finish anywhere from the floor. 3 for 8, I think, sa free throws. Even shot a 3-point shot that went off the board. Patay ang butike, as they say in Filipino. But overall, I'm so happy that we were able to get this type of opening game, di ba? What more can you expect? An opening game, super exciting. You thought Ateneo was gonna get away and just blow out FEU when they were leading 11 to 13 points, and then all of a sudden FEU kept on fighting, bringing the lead down to 6, bringing the lead down to 3, and then eventually taking the lead, and then Ateneo out of nowhere getting the lead again, and Joric Bautista hitting that fantastic follow-away shot to send the game to overtime. And I would say a star was born during the fourth quarter.
I like
and,
that.
and overtime.
Maui, yung wala ka dito pero sabi ko, superstar. Not star, freaking superstar.
Superstar. A superstar was born for Ateneo. I think this is what they quote-unquote bought when they got Jared Bahay, when they really fought to get him back from UP. This is the potential that everyone was saying. He was doing damage all over the court, setting up his teammates, getting some crucial steals, hitting those 3-point shots. I was so nervous until they went in. I was thinking some of them were bad shots, but who the hell? He's Jared Bahay. He's him for this game. And
Maui, si Coach Tab ng call ng play na yun para sa kanya.
Yeah, the trust. You can see the trust that Coach Tab has. I think he gave Jared Bahay the keys to the game. No fourth quarter when Ateneo was really struggling. I like that si Jared Bahay stayed composed even when he had to go in and out of the game when Ateneo was substituting for defensive purposes. I've said time and time again, I think in my guestings and on this podcast, that the UAAP is gonna be a crazy game for guards, and this game showed it. But Bautista was just as crazy, hitting numerous outside, numerous followays, numerous contested 3-point shots. Maybe some of them maybe some of the blocks that si Bongo had could have gone in. That was how crazy the shots Joric Bautista was hitting. And I think this is something that we can expect from him throughout the season. He will, without a doubt, have to hit shots that are tightly contested because of the offense that they have. But I'm hoping, much like you guys, si John Ray Pasol becomes more consistent. Si Gab said this, LeBron-esque numbers from the game today. He was all over the court on both ends of the floor. Defensive pressure, offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding, steals, blocks, even playmaking. And he shot 11 for 18 in the paint or inside the paint, inside the 3-point line. It's crazy. I think if he can keep up this type of finishing, sobrang ganda ng finishing niya inside, and he was able to use his body. I think that 1 year of adjustment to seniors basketball has really done wonders for Pasol. As Gab mentioned, we were expecting sort of this kind of production. Maybe not like this every game, but this sort of production from John Ray last year, because he's old and he was hyped nung high school. And I think he's starting to prove yung hype. Maybe si Humamoy can do the same tomorrow, kasi he's another guy that's probably had the same hype as John Ray Pasol. But yeah, I had to shout out siguro si Ladi, just for showing and really showing everybody.
Kimani Ladi, and he had 26 points.
Just for showing it.
Just the player of the game.
The player of the game. Just for showing that he is, without a doubt, the real deal. He's not a fluke. He's not somebody. He's really somebody you have to prepare for. He's probably gonna be fighting for a mythical team if he continues to play like this. And I think my new favorite player, maybe second to Tuano sa Ateneo, is si Dom Escobar. I have to shout out the tank. Dom the Tank Escobar.
The tank, I love
Dom
it.
the Tank.
Dom the Tank Escobar. It's like Ateneo has another 30. Or it's like Ateneo finally has Dwight Ramos. He is a do-it-all forward who can defend, rebound, play, make, hit the three, drive to the basket. Whatever we've probably been wishing for the past year. I mean, it sucks that he's gonna play 1 year, but at least we're going to get to watch this guy play for Ateneo this year, and hopefully he gets healthy, because he was injured. I think he re-aggravated his injury during the game today.
Yeah, ako, one of my notes from this game, and I think I mentioned it a while ago, the one and dones were amazing. Kimani Ladi, Dom Escobar, Jaden Lazo. I think it's really has been understated that he's now the backup to Jared Bahay. Ian Espinosa has now been relegated to a third string point guard, and I thought that was impossible coming into this season, honestly, because it was so entrenched now that the point guard slot was manned by Espinosa and Bahay. Those were the two. And then suddenly, Jaden Lazo is now the main backup. And I think it's warranted. I think he played great. Those 3 threes, the buzzer beating 3 to end the third. I think to end the half. I forgot. The half. No,
And the half.
Si Espina pala yung nag-beat ng buzzer nung end of the third. So that outside shooting is going to be key. Plus, I think he's a very stable point guard. So very happy to have him. Dom Escobar, I thought this guy was on his way to a 25-point night based on what he did in the first half. He was incredible. I think at 15 points in the first half or something to that extent. It was incredible, the moves he had, and the strength in the paint. The Tank is a good nickname for him. I can't wait until he match ups with Boris Marasigan, LaSalle's version of the Tank. So that's gonna be something to watch. But I love it, and Kimani Ladi, man. Although, I do want to say, on my other note from this game, Kimani Ladi should not have shot that three.
In overtime.
That was
They,
crazy.
that was crazy. They should have just run out the clock, but he took the thing. That was a bad shot. Good thing it went in because it led to a Jonet Bautista one-handed three on the other end. That could have been disastrous. Diba? If he had missed that and FEU would have gone down and hit the three, he would have lost. He would have lost the game. So,
Yun yung tipong, no, yes.
yo,
Ganun yung
yeah,
magiging
exactly.
reaction
Diba?
mo
Diba?
diba?
What the hell? Okay, what the hell? But another note from this game, Sean Tawayo should have just passed it back to Kimani Ladi when it was inbounded to you. Bro, I know you have that, you want the smoke, but
He's
at that
fighting the
point-
demons.
Oh, like just give it to your sure shooter, man. Kimani Ladi, he was wide open. You could have given it back.
To be fair to Sean, he hit clutch free throws nung fourth
He had clutch
quarter.
free throws in regulation, but at that point, I get it. You wanna prove yourself, but you give it to Kimani Ladi, man. Ensure the win. Swerte siya na Jared Bahay you tap the ball away from Mokonate at the end game. Another note I had in this game, I feel sorry for the guys who were left out of the rotation, who were playing a lot in the preseason. Si Kyle Gamber, Ian Espinosa, LeBron Nieto to an extent, although he wasn't really playing that much because he came off an injury. But yeah, I feel sorry because they were playing really well. Espinosa and Gamber were the players we highlighted in the preseason who he said, oh my God, they improve so much. But now, with the insertion of Escobar and Lazo, it seems those two are the biggest losers. Because Abongo's still getting his minutes, Tuano's getting his minutes, Josh Lazaro's getting his minutes. Si Gamber and Espinosa, I think, are the big losers of having Jaden Lazo and Adom Escobar there. So yun. My other note, CJ Amos, I thought his transfer to FEU was a good thing. Apparently, he's not on the rotation. So, I don't know. Hopefully, we see him in future games. Also, si Adam Nakay didn't get off the bench. So, that was someone who got minutes in Sean Chambers' rotation last season. He wasn't playing. I love that we got Miguel Ona plus Kyle Ong exchange in the first quarter. They both scored on a basket. And Sammy was beside me saying, are we getting the Ong versus Ona matchup?
The key matchup.
The key matchup of the game, Miguel Ona versus Kyle Ong. And that didn't last because they were never reinserted into the game. Yun lang yung some random notes I had. Sorry, si Waki Espino is starting and mukhang he's gonna get a lot more run. But yeah, yun. Any other random notes, boys?
I think for FEU side, Luke Felipe played really well for them. I'm happy he's back. They could really use a guy like him. He matched up well kahit undersized siya. He was guarding bigger guys like sina Ladi. I think he also blocked Ladi in one of the plays. He can stretch the floor for FEU and also may mga one-handed shots siya na medyo awkward but pumapasok. So I think he played really well for FEU. The guy that he usually shared his minutes with was si Kirby Moncopa, who I think Gab, you were high on when he was in high school. I think he played okay. Like, he came from injury, so I'm just happy to see him back. I think he even started for the team. I only scored 2 points, I think, nung overtime. But we thought na magiging very short yung rotation ng FEU, and we were asking sino yung ibang players na magko-contribute for this team. I think Luke Felipe, Kirby Moncopa could be solid contributors for this team that they can rely on for the rest of the season. So
Jedrick is a disappointment daw. Bro,
I
you
did
had
not
one thing to work on, which was your outside shot,
shooting, yeah.
and you still are throwing bricks.
I
Bro, you
didn't
had
mention him. That's
this
why
is
I
this
didn't mention
literally
him.
you had one job in the off season. One job. We it's just work on your outside shot because that is your role. And if he doesn't shoot that well, he's gonna lose minutes to Neil Owens, who was their one and done, who is their one and done for this season. So Jedek Ta'a, be better. Hit those outside shots. FEU needs you to hit them.
Siguro going back to Ateneo, no? Puro good news pa tayo so far for Ateneo. Puro rave reviews. I do have a question for you guys. How worried are you? Yun yung question ko. How worried are you about Divine Adili and Escobar's injuries? Gab.
Uh, very worried. I'm
Scale
not
of 1 to
gonna.
5. 5 being panic na.
No, hindi naman.
Press the panic button na. Ganun na ba?
3.5. 3.5.
3.5.
So more than the middle one. Divine Adili was not moving well at all. He was
Yeah.
very grounded. You know, he doesn't have much elevating. He was
Couldn't jump.
limping.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was limping for a lot of times, but they needed him because Mo Konate was just eating Ateneo alive. So kudos to him. So their next matchup is against UE and Precious Mama Way. So I think we're gonna need Divine Adili to play a lot. Kudos to Josh Lazaro. I mean, he did his best, but you know he's too small for the likes of Mo Konate. We're gonna need him if we have a chance if we want a chance to make it to the final four. We have to have a healthy Divine Adili. We can't have a Divine Adili that's hobbled, and he was. For Dom Escobar, I'm hoping it's just a rest thing that he can go a few days and just get back because he looked pretty healthy in the first half. Honestly, he was playing passing lanes. He was driving to the basket. He was
The tank.
yeah. He was just doing it. He was just so good. I mean, he didn't look injured at all. I do think I spotted the play where he got injured. I do think he was kneed in the thigh in a rebound play.
Hindi ko nakita yun.
Yeah, yung in the third quarter. So I think I spotted that. So that's kind of a siguro a rest thing. Hopefully, I hope it's not a tear or something. But he was walking fine on the bench. So probably we'll see him in the next game against UE. I'm not so worried. Siguro pang kay Dom Escobar more like a 1.5 yung on the worry
Okay.
scale. Diba?
Okay, so
Ay, Divine Adili mas worried ako because
Adili 3.5.
the way he was moving was not good.
Maui, do you agree?
Uh, siguro mga 3 for both. Just because I'm panicking, just because of how valuable they are, both are, to the success of Ateneo, especially I think si Divine Adili. Despite maybe si Escobar showing out how good it was kanina, we always talk about how important an FSA is. Diba? We know what it feels like to have a lousy FSA. I think we can all say that Divine Adili looks even better hobbled than our previous FSA. So, it's pretty important. But the fact that Ateneo was willing to play him is the reason why I'm not panicking at all. Maybe he did not look that good as mentioned, but the fact that they had an option to play him, maybe just trust that Coach Tab knows what he's doing. So hopefully he starts to move better. Let's see. We will probably see on Wednesday. I think I'm more concerned kay Escobar because he wasn't able to get back after going out. I think that's more concerning because he showed how important he was. He showed how good he was. And Ateneo was starting to lose the game. To be frank, I thought that Ateneo was going to lose this game. Net of probably Jared Bahay getting Super Saiyan mode in the fourth quarter and overtime. Ateneo was about to lose this game and lose to the FU curse again. And the fact that Ateneo was down by 6 in overtime and needing some offensive punch and some new combination, and Escobar couldn't go get back to the game. That's why I'm a bit more concerned kay Dom, because I think Ateneo, I think Coach Tab is treating I would say that they should or they are taking every game as important as the last one. Every game is that important this season
Yeah,
for
I
me.
think that's how Coach Tab coaches. Yung that's really his mentality.
Every game is as important as the last game, as the championship game. You have to try to win every game. And that's even more so this season when I believe it's gonna be a tight race for the Final Four. So yeah, but he was able to stand up naman and still do the song for Mary. There were no reports, I think, of a bad injury. He was in the bench. Actually, medyo natakot ako when he stood up and I thought he was gonna go to the locker room, but he didn't go to the locker room and just sat down. So not too worried. We'll probably know more on Wednesday if Escobar can play and if si Adili will be a bit better.
Okay,
Some
on
other
the... Yeah,
Sige,
go ahead, Gab.
There's some other random notes, and I'm going away from the game on this one. USTQ Pav, I love the atmosphere, but you gotta sell some water or drinks inside the venue.
Uhaw na
You're
uhaw na
not
tayo. You know?
You're not allowing us to bring water inside the venue, but you're also not providing water
Yeah.
and drinks inside the venue. I was so thirsty. Uh,
I don't think I've ever been to a sports event or an arena na walang water. So I agree with Gab. They have to do better on that aspect.
I saw some water fountains, but the one I went to was not working. So I don't know if there are other water fountains that work.
Baka nga.
Please,
Baka
to the organizers inside the USTQ Pub, tell us where the working water fountain is. Because I see there's an oval and there's a gym, so I'm assuming there's a water source somewhere. But yun, just a point for improvement for if we're gonna, I think we're hosting majority of the games here at USTQ Pub. So people need water. Yun lang masasabi ko. You're not allowing us to bring water, but you're also not providing us water. That's ano, come on. That is unreasonable. Call the guys who sell snacks and soft drinks in other arenas. The guys who have trays and they sell snacks and chips and whatever drinks. They roam around.
Kung Phil Oil nga kaya, hindi consistent may event eh. Diba? Kaya rin ng UST dapat.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Speaking of outside news, news outside the game. I think both teams also received news before the game started. Ateneo received good news. Well, it depends on who you're asking, I guess. But Coach Tab finally signs his extension with Ateneo. So he will be with the team until season for 3 more years. So until season 91, I think, yeah. So good news for Ateneo. Double whammy naman for FEU. They lost the game today. And also we received news na si Cholo Año Nuevo has suffered an injury. I think it's another ACL injury. This guy can't catch a break. Maui. What's next for Cholo Año Nuevo? And what was your reaction when you heard that news?
Heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. I think this kid was one of the first ones who got a chance to potentially train abroad because of his skills and size, and maybe basketball is not the way to go. Just too many injuries left and right, even freak injuries, hand, knees, all types of limbs, and hopefully he gets his chance to prove that he still belongs. But if not, maybe there's another career that's more suited to his body. It's a bit unfortunate because I was a huge fan. I am a huge fan of this guy. I love his size, I love his versatility, but somehow his body does not want to cooperate, and I think that has also limited yung development niya, quite frankly, to the past few years. And it's sad anytime you see a bad injury like this one.
Sige, same thoughts lang naman sa Cholo Anenuevo injury. I feel bad for the guy. But on the coach tab news,
Yeah.
this is welcome news. Monkey off Ateneo's back for the season because
We talked about the potential distraction of that
oh,
na
we
hindi pa
talked
siya
about this.
nagre-renew.
Yung that this was gonna be an ongoing issue if they don't address it early on, and the fact that they addressed it right before the first game of the season, I think it's a big win for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Again, I've said this many times before. If Ateneo does not resign, keep Coach Tab, it's Ateneo's loss. No matter whatever you think about it, no matter how much you like him or you dislike him or you don't like being last place yung last season, you cannot deny that Coach Tab is the best coach in the UAAP and probably the best coach in the country. If he does not if he was not resigned by Ateneo, some other country, pro team, federation will get Coach Tab Baldwin. He has a pretty extensive resume. We're lucky to be watching. Talk about lucky. Watch the plays that Coach Tab was running the entire game. Watch the sets. Watch how many open shots Ateneo was getting off their sets. The out of the blue down screens leading to a Kimani Ladi curl, to a Dom Escobar curl, and then to a lob to Kimani Ladi, and then brush screens by Jared Bahay to get the mismatch of Kimani Ladi so he can rise up over the smaller guard. I want to say genius, but I've seen it for so many years. This is incredible. The place he was running, I was in awe. Yeah, Ateneo was missing a ton of shots also, wide open ones, but they were wide open. Good shots. Coach Tab continues to amaze me. Watch Coach Tab each and every season. He runs a different system. Diba? Usually, pang coaches, they sort of stick to some sets from previous seasons, diba? Like, ito yung bread and butter nila. Si Coach Tab parang walang bread and butter eh. Like, he just adapts to his players.
May
And
7-course menu siya. Yun yung,
yeah,
yun yung prepared niya.
grabe. I can't believe how much the offense has changed from last season and how much off-ball movement we see each and every time. It's the sets he runs are just beautiful. Yun lang masabi ko.
Okay.
This was a bigger win
Maui.
than the win today for Ateneo. I will say that signing Coach Tab to 3 more seasons, developing these guys is a bigger win than even the win that we needed to open the season. The development of the players is one thing, 'di ba?
And recruitment, di ba? Now
Development,
you have him for 3
recruitment.
years.
Tsaka you can look at the track record of all the past players that went to Coach Tab and just marvel at how well they are doing in the pros, in the PBA, abroad, everywhere, Gilas. I think that speaks volumes on how much of an impact Coach Tab has been on this Ateneo program, and I'm just happy. Like, finally, buti na Ateneo, buti na natauhan and just accepted reality that maybe last year was a one-off, and will trust Coach Tab for the next 4. Let's go.
Okay, let's briefly talk about Adamson versus LaSalle. This is something we didn't get to watch live, but it turned out to be a surprising game also. Adamson almost winning against LaSalle. They were leading by 2 or 3 with like a minute left or something like that. LaSalle edging Adamson in the end with Mason Amos, our good friend Mason Amos, back-breaking 3. Gab, how surprised were you when you saw this game? Yung like watching Adamson stay close with LaSalle and keep LaSalle scoring like what 60 plus points. We talked about this nung keys to the game natin. LaSalle is one of the top offenses last season. Adamson was one of the top defenses last season.
I actually thought that Adamson would have an upset and we would be talking about this game more. But very positive for Adamson. They've never kept it close against LaSalle. Last season, they were blown out thrice.
Yeah.
Two in
30
the elimination round,
points.
once in the Final Four. They were blown out. This game was the best that they could have asked for. Cedric Manzano was awesome. Baby boy was eating his food. He was eating anyone who was matched up against him. Even Mike Phillips at times. Although
Parang
Mike,
nagpapa-recruit na.
but yeah, he was beasting. Whoever was matched up with him could not stop him. 19 points, incredible, and showing the outside touch as well. How many threes did he hit? Just 1 3, but he was taking threes. He didn't take any last season. Because last season he was playing more of center. Now he's playing more of power forward. Again, I said this multiple times in the offseason. Adamson got bigger. They have OJ, and now they have two other backup centers in Jairet Tumaneng and Alan Perez, who are also pretty decent in this game. But that three by Earl Medina from the corner gave Adamson a lead, and then I think a Matt Erolon layup I think Cedric Manzano layup got them a 3-point lead, and then Jacob Cortez happened. Wow, boys! Ang disappointment ko lang ay hindi nag-long socks si Jacob Cortez. Because he should have
Dapat.
he should have put on the long socks and just gave all UAAP and Ateneo fans just horrible flashbacks to yung name to his
We
dad.
need to
He
sign
was
that
amazing.
petition.
Yeah. I think a jump shot from range to cut the lead to 1, then acrobatic left-handed layup to give LaSalle the lead. Took the charge on the defensive end on Ray Allen Torres.
Yeah.
By the way, we have Ray Allen, and we have a Steve Nash in the UAAP. Wow. So yun. And then finished off by a Mason Amos 3. I gotta give props to Jacob Cortez. 6 out of 8 from the field, 6 of 6 from 2-point range. Just I don't know, actually bailing out Kian Baclan, who had a horrible game. He was terrible. 0 of 6 from the field. He was not getting.
Maybe one of his worst games.
Yep.
His
Maybe one
UAP
of his
career.
worst games.
Parang si Sean.
And this is the typical Adamson style. Slow it down, grind it down, defense, ton of turnovers. Both teams that turn it over 16 times. And if you watched it, it looked like it. They turned it over a ton. And some were sloppy, some were good defense. But if you're LaSalle, you need this kind of win. You need grinded out games like this because you're not gonna score big every single time. You're gonna have games where in which you struggle, in which you are grinded through the mud, and it's these wins through the mud that you want to take away talaga. You have a lot of takeaway and you have a lot of learning. So ako good. I will be rewatching this game again. I think all three of us were just trying to get out of the parking when this game started because grabe yung traffic. But
Grabe traffic.
Yun, a very entertaining game. I have to give props to Adamson.
Yeah, ako ang comment ko lang is I really thought that Adamson was gonna get this win. And then I remember when we were in the car, Sam, I told you yung second quarter was maybe gonna bite Adamson in the ass. And if you look at that quarter scoring, Adamson actually won all the quarters except the second quarter when they went on their usual scoring drought. I think si Manzano was a monster nung game na to. He was able to match up pretty well with Mike Phillips. I like that Adamson was able to limit LaSalle. Really frustrating Kian Baclaan, and I agree. Maybe net of a very good ending by Jacob Cortez, LaSalle could have suffered a catastrophic debut to season 88. I think this shows how crazy the season could be for the UAAP. If Adamson can do this to LaSalle, then anyone probably has the chance. It's not like the previous seasons. I think I still hold that opinion. I think this is not like the previous seasons where LaSalle and UP will just steamroll most of the opponents. And yung upset loss nila is just on a bad day. I think if they don't execute pretty well, anything is possible. The UAP is a mix of pretty good offensive and defensive teams. And if you don't find the right balance, you could get an upset. So it was crazy. Let's see tomorrow. I think this was a pretty good start, I would say, to the UAAP
Welcome
season.
back to the UAAP. Welcome back. We missed you.
When we had the first round, I think last year that had 4 to 6 overtime games. I hope that happens again. Maybe we see a team like UE who just out of the blue surprises in the first round and sets on fire on the second round, falters. That's how crazy I think it could be. And imagine if Adamson pulled out this game. They probably lost the game the last minute. It was really possible.
I was ready for Adamson to win. I'm like, oh, we're gonna talk about both of these games because it's crazy. But
If
Jacob Cortez
you're
happened.
if you're LaSalle, if you're a LaSalle fan, are you worried after seeing this first game?
Definitely ako. I would be just because anytime you have to rely overly on Mike Phillips, diba? I've said this in the past. When you need Mike Phillips to put up crazy numbers to win, that's when they're at their most dangerous to lose. And that's the case today. If si Jacob Cortez did not take over in fourth quarter, Adamson could have easily stolen, upset them today. And I've said this in the past. Anytime you see 5 or more players from LaSalle score 6 to 8 points, that's when they are most dangerous, and that has to continue if they are to beat UP in the finals. They cannot rely overly on Mike Phillips because that's not his main strength, di ba? His main strength is rebounding, defense, and really mayhem, creating chaos on defense. And if you have to use him also on offense to beat a team like Adamson, a bit concerning, but at the end of the day, it's a W. It's 1-0.
Oh, I'm on the opposite end. I'm not that worried about LaSalle. Again, I don't think this is the peak. I think there were a ton of bad games. Mason did not shoot that well despite hitting the clutch shots. Baklaan himself. Mike Phillips, though, the MVP prediction is looking good. 17 points, 16 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, and 4 blocks. Like, what the hell,
steals
Mike?
and 4 blocks. Oh my God.
Grabe.
And you notice it. I mean, he was denying stuff. Actually, naaawa na ako kay Jaireto Maneng. Kasi it was a block party for him against Mike Phillips. Just another note, tinapatan ni Matthew Montebon si Kian Baklaan. Kung si Kian Baklaan was 0 of 6 from the field, scored 1 point. Si Matthew Montebon, 0 points on 0 of 5 from the field. Like, you guys copying each other, bruh? Come on, we expect more from these two guys. So, yun. We'll talk more about once I get to rewatch especially the first half. I wasn't able to catch the first half. Grabe traffic sa Espanya. I completely forgot how traffic it is in Espanya. And thank God the rain did not fall so hard, or else I would be crying.
Kinakabahan na tayo, no? Ako, just a few additional notes siguro. Gab, you mentioned Ray Allen Torres, Steve Nash Enriquez. Don't forget LeBron James Daep, who played for LaSalle today, scored 8 points.
They're playing him like a wing. You know, napansin ko. They're playing him like a wing. They're setting him up for threes.
Which is good for him, diba? That should be his role dito sa seniors. Not as a big man. He should play as a wing. Idol niya si KQ, so baka he's trying to follow in his footsteps. The other point I think that I wanted to make was free throws. LaSalle actually both teams shot 40%, low 40% in terms of free throws. So yung LaSalle, I think tomorrow they will hear from Coach Renren Ritualo because he was
Batok yan
hired
in the olden days.
for free throws. So I think that's something they need to work on. So hindi lang si Mike but nahawa na rin yung the rest of the team when it comes to free throws. Any last points before we end? We're hitting an hour and we're going to do another episode tomorrow. Don't worry, guys. We will talk more about the games tomorrow.
I
But,
can't wait
Gab,
until tomorrow. I can't
Ako,
wait.
ang ano ko lang last words ko is hopefully we get bangers again tomorrow to open the UAP season, di ba? Yung crazy weekend.
Yeah, crazy start to the UAAP season. Thank you to all four teams for delivering us an entertaining opening day of season 88. Thank you to the UAAP for organizing this. We're so excited that the start of the UAAP is officially here. Comment down below your reactions to the first two games of season 88. Share this with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't yet so you can stay tuned with all the upcoming reactions and reviews for the rest of the UAAP season 88. And don't forget, we'll see you again next time. If magkita tayo sa games, please don't be shy. Say hi. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye. Ingat.
Pansinin niyo yung bagong background.
Pansinin nyo yung bagong background. And we'll share the link of Apple Clinic, Apple Tech later dito
AC
sa comments. AC Tech Repair, sorry, dito sa comment section para you can check them out. Bye-bye. Ingat.